Hello, everybody. Thank you for listening once again. It's week 3 of Podcast by Committee. How are we doing, guys?
We're doing great. Another Colts win, 2 in a row. That is
That's
huge.
true. Another
Logan, how
Broncos
are
win
you?
too, right?
Yeah, another Broncos win, right?
We're here, okay? We made it. I would say this isn't the most disappointing Broncos loss, in the past 2 years. Because I saw like on Twitter, it was like, what's the most disappointing loss? And here's the thing. Bad, yes.
Yes.
Expected, we were going to lose,
Yeah.
By
Expected
50?
to lose.
By 50?
No. But like the Seahawks of the week 1 of last week, this might be coping. This is
Of last
definitely
year, you mean?
Last year, yeah.
Yeah,
Week
yeah.
1 last year,
I mean,
we were expecting to win. We were expecting to be a Super Bowl contender, and the Seahawks were expecting
Yeah.
to do that.
but we'll
And then we
we'll
go
get
out there and
into we'll get into
Yeah.
Denver, Miami later.
No,
Welcome
we don't
to
have
Oh,
to.
yeah.
Yes, we do. We have
There's
to.
so much
Welcome
to
to
talk about
Podcast by Committee, Episode 3. We're on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Overcast, Pandora, Amazon. Also, we're on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. So please find us there. So without further ado, let's get into the news and notes. What do you guys
Hold
have
up, hold up.
first?
Just one cut here.
We could really fit a sponsor in there. We could really fit
A sponsor?
in there. That's what I'm thinking, yeah.
Okay,
Man,
but
if
my
anyone
question
wants to
is,
sponsor us.
why are we on Pandora?
Wait, we're on Pandora?
No, I looked this up
Who's
this week. I
listening
was
to
hard
us
at
on
work.
Pandora?
I was
That's
hard
my
at work.
question.
Pandora's like the 4th largest podcasting site. So,
For like true crime or something? For like the
something like that. I don't know. I don't listen to Pandora, so I
like
wouldn't know.
calling over
Nobody
audiobooks?
does.
Apologies to anyone listening on Pandora right now.
No, shout out to him. Shout out to him. If you listen to Pandora.
Well,
Yeah.
to be fair, I
we
checked
want to
our
interview you.
I checked our audience, and we have 0% from Pandora. So
Well,
They're-
I
they're really
wonder
pulling
why.
away
For
so
now.
far.
All right,
Uh,
Joe, you want to kick us off with the news?
Absolutely. First of all, the obvious. We have a scoregami this week, 70-20. Miami's win over Denver. Also, J.C. Jackson was a healthy scratch this week. The starting corner for the Los Angeles Chargers. He's been awful so far this year. What do you guys think about that?
Arrest warrant.
Yes, he does have
What do
an
you
arrest
guys
I don't know.
warrant.
Being a healthy scratch
I
is
don't
kind
know.
of funny.
Yeah, it's kind of funny whenever they
Health
pay you
scratch
like
is
$80
always a
million.
little goofy, Especially when they're like a known player. It's just
Yeah.
a good time. It's a good time for everyone besides.
What do you
J.C.
think
Jackson.
his reaction was to that? Do you think he like freaked out?
It's in Massachusetts.
He went-
I don't know. He had to know.
J.C.
he had to
Jackson
be
really went from being a lockdown corner to in lockdown.
Oh,
What?
great one.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like this arrest warrant thing has to be like just a rumor. Like, there's no
Okay.
way, right?
No, I'm reading an article. So, criminal speeding in 2021,
Oh,
and they
Nice.
didn't abide
wow.
probation, and he didn't pay a $300 fine.
Wow. That's crazy.
Wow.
Next in the news, let's talk about that Andrew Beck scoop and score.
Probably
From the
my
Texans
highlight of my
Jaguars
week,
game.
honestly.
That was, I mean,
Broncos
the
legend.
fullback for the Texans, kickoff
Yeah.
return, picks it up off the ground, breaks like 30 tackles, 90-yard return. That was the best play of the week by far.
Electric.
It was awesome. Logan, I now agree with you. Brandon Staley should be fired.
That was the worst. The 4th and 1. I don't care.
Yes.
That's not analytics. That's common sense.
In your
4th
own
and 1,
territory.
Yeah, you're throwing the game. You
To be
are-
fair, they won.
Yeah.
They did win, but
they,
like,
but they
barely.
didn't get that 4th down.
Yeah,
No.
They
that
won
was bad.
because
That was
they
devastating.
somehow got to stop. But yeah,
Hey, they
Brandon
won because
Staley-
of Justin Herbert. Let's be honest. It was Justin Herbert and Keenan Allen. That is why they won. And Mike Williams before he got hurt. But
Yeah, rest in peace.
Yeah.
yeah. What do you guys have as far as notes?
I have don't talk about the Broncos as one of them.
Oh,
The
see,
Cowboys?
that's what we're not
mean,
going to do.
are you
Oh,
out of-
we haven't talked.
Wait,
about
hold on.
We have not
Cowboys.
talked. Wait, why did
Yeah.
I get brought into this?
No, we can talk about this.
Our team didn't get upset.
It's fine.
Or
Cowboys
Graham,
were
what do you think of
bad
it?
in the
What do you
red
think about
zone.
Listen, Listen,
It's what? It's what?
it's all right.
No, it's not.
It's all right.
they're a better team than the Colts.
Listen.
They had a bad game.
True.
They just couldn't.
Yeah, I think it's just a down
Execute.
game. I mean, do you guys think the Bengals will still make the playoffs?
The
Yes.
Bengals-
Okay, so
Yeah.
do you think the Cowboys will make the playoffs?
Bengals.
Obviously.
Yeah, Cowboys.
I don't think they win another game this year. I think the Cowboys are going
Okay,
to sit all
fair,
their starters.
fair
I think
take.
they're going to tank.
No, I think it's just all ties rest of the year. No, but I don't know. I definitely lost a lot of hope. I thought we were
I-
uncontested going to make
It
it
was
to
a
the Super Bowl.
fluke. It was a fluke.
But do you think this has more to do with the Cowboys being worse than we thought, or the Cardinals being better than we thought?
Cardinals being better than we thought. A lot of people thought they would go 0-17 with Gannon.
I mean, I guess Josh Jobs is just progressing and he's getting better.
Gannon looks like a decent coach, man. Graham.
Also, James Conner is stellar.
Yeah.
James Conner did have a good game.
The run blocking was honestly better than expected.
True. Yeah.
Well, I'll say that's a line that I wasn't expecting much from. So.
Yeah, Cardinals played a good game. What about Sam Howell this week?
I just put a frowny face next to him in my notes.
4 interceptions and they were all bad.
He's going for big plays, you know? Like that one play where he's like doing spin moves out of the pocket.
Don't try to defend that. Let's not try to defend that.
I'm not trying to defend it. I'm not trying to defend it.
Like the weeks before, he wasn't the worst quarterback in the league. Like what happened this week, man? Week. Yeah, he was.
I think he's a very boomer bust quarterback. I think he could have great games. He's like Taylor Heineke.
Awful for a team.
He's like what's another
Taylor Heineke. Wow.
What's another like backup risky gambler type? I feel like Desmond Ridder in the future is going to be one of those.
At this point, it might be Teddy Bridgewater. Might be one of those, or Jameis Winston is one of those. Absolutely boomer bust backup quarterback.
Which could be a starter.
Well, he's a starter.
He will be.
Starter,
Saints quarterback Derek Carr not expected to play next week, so that's pretty big. What else did I have in my notes? Amari Cooper got robbed of that touchdown.
Yeah, who cares? They were winning by like.
I guess, but like
I care.
This
He's
dude
on my fantasy team. I didn't start
down
him.
the sideline for the Browns, and they blow the whistle, so he stops. He didn't take a step out of bounds. It was terrible.
Happened to Tutu Atwell too.
Did it really?
Hear the media talk about that.
Probably not. They won't.
Yeah, because nobody cares.
We're wide receiver 2 of my fantasy team. Tutu Atwell. I'll have you know.
Let's get into fantasy MVP. Logan, who do you got?
Fantasy MVP.
Mm-hmm.
I have Keenan Allen, 18 for 215, 49 yards passing, and a passing touchdown.
Yeah.
And that's 45 PPR points, 45.46.
The passing touchdown was awesome.
That was
really cool.
I love seeing that. Besides, it's Brandon Staley, so it wasn't that cool.
True.
It was actually bad.
It was actually bad?
Yeah. Who do you have, Joe?
I have Devontae Adams, 17 catches off of 20 targets for 172 yards and 2 touchdowns. My honorable mention was Devon Achane, but I couldn't really put him as fantasy MVP because he's not starting for a lot of fantasy teams.
Right.
So I thought Devontae was the better pick. Yes, he will, but Devontae had 20 targets, really dominated the Steelers. Great game, and he's back up to like top 5 wide receivers.
He's one of the guys where you're kind of expecting 30-plus games every so often.
Yeah.
My
absolutely.
guy, I started full confidence. Full confidence. Raheem Mostert never disappoints. Man, he's been on an up. He had 1 rushing touchdown week 1, 2 week 2, 3 week 3. This is just going to keep going.
4 week 4.
17.
By week 16, he's broken 20.
I think he's the running back 5 in fantasy football now. I'm pretty sure.
No, I think he's higher than that.
Are you sure? We'll have to stat check that later.
I'm pretty sure, man.
But let's get into...
Well, I have a question about the Dolphins, though. They play the Bills next week. Great game, right?
Right.
It's in the 12 o'clock slot.
They didn't prime time that? No. Why didn't they prime time that?
Dolphins, that was, I don't know. I feel like before the season,
that should have been prime time.
Teams were at least exciting.
Because the games were good last year between them, too. That's kind of crazy that they didn't put that in prime time.
And now they have Raheem Mostert, so it's even more exciting.
Who's the best player on either team, right? One thing we can agree is that Tua is the MVP frontrunner right now, right? I mean, I think that's fair to say. Tua is the MVP frontrunner. Logan, who do you think could be better? Don't give me the whines. Who's your MVP frontrunner?
Christian McCaffrey.
Logan's probably going to say, boy.
Let's be honest.
I'm the hugest fan of not quarterback MVPs. I'm advocating
I am too,
for it every year.
But let's be realistic.
They're
unfair. They're unfair.
15 years.
But they only give it to quarterbacks.
It's probably Tua.
Yeah. I don't get me wrong. I would love a non-quarterback MVP. It's not likely, How about we get into bust of the week for fantasy? Graham, you go first.
Bust of the week. All right, this one was a sad one. I feel like he was one of my starts last week. I don't quite remember, but he had a rough week. All right, it's Nico Collins. He had a quiet rough week. All right, 2 receptions for 34, It's got the yardage, just not the targets you were looking for there.
Yeah.
But his offense, the troubling thing is his offense scored 37 points and won that game against the Jags.
Tank Dell really emerged.
Tank Dell did emerge. I wouldn't be too worried going forwards. CJ Stroud has shown a lot of promising features. And so I feel like he could support two good wide receivers.
Yeah, he could be the Texans QB1 for a long time.
At least 2 years.
My busts of the week, I actually have two. Two running backs that really underperformed against pretty good defenses. Derrick Henry and Breece Hall. Derrick Henry had 11 carries for 20 yards and got outsnapped again by Tajay Spears' backup.
Come on.
That's pretty good.
And Breece Hall.
That's pretty good.
Breece Hall, 12 carries for 18 yards. Both guys did terrible, absolute stinkers on your fantasy team. And Breece Hall's not. I mean, no Jets running backs having a good year. It's just Jets, pack it up, save it for next year, get Aaron Rodgers back. It's just not looking good. But yeah, those are my two busts of the week.
We definitely called this, though. I'm pretty sure we've all had a conversation about Derrick Henry and said he was going to be washed this year.
Whoa.
Washed isn't no. Washed.
I'm a Derrick Henry believer.
Maybe slightly regressing. The offensive line is not where it needs to be.
Yeah, I meant regressing. Yeah, he's going to regress.
Yeah, well, he'll probably be good for at least a couple more years, but he is a running back, so. Logan, what do you got?
I'm scrambling to find someone because
oh gosh.
Because I
underprepared.
Funny story actually. You can go look. Earlier today, little old Logan was, texting our group chat with all three of us, and I said, "My bust this week is Derrick Henry. Nobody take it." And then Joe comes out, "Oh, I have two, actually, guys.
I did take it."
So 2
Are you
points.
sweating right now?
Yeah, I'm sweating. Can I say Dalton Schultz? Can I complain about?
Yeah, you can say Dalton Schultz. Yeah, you can say Dalton
Schultz. He's getting replaced by Chigakonko this week. I'll have everyone know.
Chigakonko.
Rutgers legend.
Yeah, I have a waiver requested. I'm in the league.
Are you dropping Dalton Schultz? You're dropping
dropping
him?
Dalton Schultz. I do not believe
that's
Dalton
fair,
Schultz.
dude.
That was your guy this year.
I know.
He's the Texans' new tight end.
He was my guy, man.
I feel like Chigo Okonkwo is kind of like in the Antonio Gibson spot where he's getting compared to like amazing
That's
players.
A good spot
and
to
just
be in.
mid.
Good spot to be in.
He's on the Titans and he's a tight end. I don't know why anyone cares about him, honestly. Like maybe after Ryan Tannehill's gone, but right now, just no.
Remember the Anthony Firster hype?
Yes.
Oh,
he went to
drafted
Harvard?
him. I drafted.
You know he went to Harvard. Anthony Firster. Yeah, I mean he's just so smart. Let's do underdog of the week. I'll go first. I'll take it. No, I want to go first.
All right.
Whoa.
All right.
I insist.
Bring it up.
Wow.
So just get ready. Just Houston over Pittsburgh.
Oh, not bad. You know what?
Yeah.
I have that one.
Surprised it was an
really
upset, but Steelers are favorite, I think, last time I checked.
Yes, I checked that too.
And, I mean, Houston's offense looks explosive so far. The defense is getting pressure. No Stingley kind of sucks. Their corner won. But, the defense is playing fine without their first corner. The offense looks great. Stroud is good. The running game is moving. They have a bunch of young, great receivers. The offensive line's playing well. Stroud is a playmaker. He is an absolute playmaker. And
that's a fun game.
Yeah, Texans are a fun team. Texans are a fun team under D'Amico Ryans.
Steelers can be fun. Their defense
can be. Not this week, though. They won't be. So
okay.
Graham, you got it.
Okay. I appreciate your Texans beat Steelers pick. I'm going to go with my number. Luckily, I wrote 2 down. So I've got – I don't know how this is an upset, but it is. Rams over Colts this week.
Rams over Colts.
Okay.
Yep.
Struggling
it's an upset.
Bengals.
Even with Richardson back, you're picking Rams?
Oh, yeah. It'll be close for sure, but it's definitely going to be like a very close game, I would say.
Stafford struggled tonight. But
unfortunately.
Yeah.
Listen, he'll be back.
You think? He was great. He looked great weeks 1 through 2. And week 3, not so much. At least not so far.
You guys were hyping him up like so much.
He was one of my starts last week, and that was
yeah.
Tutu Atwell did just catch a touchdown though for you guys.
Oh, let's go! Yes.
Yep.
Also, everyone remember we're recording on Monday night, so the games are going on right now. Logan, what's yours?
This is shocking.
Sure.
This doesn't even count. They're like 1.5 point underdogs. I don't know how. Seahawks over Giants.
Oh,
Yeah,
what?
absolutely.
Seahawks are underdogs?
Yeah.
That's insane.
I don't trust.
Why
the
are
Giants.
Seahawks supposed to lose?
I could see
that doesn't
it.
even
I
make
saw
sense
that.
to me.
I can't see it at all.
The Seahawks
That's
have
crazy.
A little rocky, but
Yeah, sure, but
I still think they should win that game. I still think
Oh,
they're a better
absolutely.
team in that game.
Their running game has looked amazing. Like, not only Ken Walker, but Zach Charbonnet looked good.
mhm.
Wait, who's my
DK
upset
Metcalf
last
had a
week?
good week.
Because it hit. Who was my upset last week?
Your upset was Texans over Jaguars, which
Oh,
was
yeah.
good.
I knew.
That was a good pick. You saw it. You
was
had
a
that
good-
Also,
that was-
foresight.
Yeah, that was
everything
impressive.
besides DeAndre Swift, my starts and sits were good this week.
I think
good.
I had a couple good starts and stuff.
Gabe
starts and
Davis
sits, excuse
was.
me.
He had
Can we call
yeah.
Pickens? Can we call Pickens a start?
Yeah,
A good
he had
start.
like
Yeah, we can call Pickens
11,
a good start.
12.
Yeah,
okay.
he was solid.
Okay.
It's not bad.
All right, yeah, that's fair.
We're covering
If
our
they
butts
get
on
their
that one.
projection,
Pickens was a
they're
great start.
Yeah, I thought he was
I
going
think
to be
he-
great, though. But
I did too, but honestly, not a bad week. Speaking of Raiders, Steelers, Jimmy G, Garoppolo already has 6 picks this year, which is crazy.
Yeah.
He had 4 last year. I think he has 6 this year already, so not starting off good.
Yeah. Didn't he have 3? He had 3 last night?
Aiden O'Connell. is
Did he have
sitting
3
there.
picks last night?
Yeah,
I think
he had
so.
3 last night.
Wow, that's bad. That's
Yeah.
of course he was still better than Sam Howell, but
Aiden
True.
O'Connell's rubbing his hands.
man, Washington,
He's coming.
37-3. That was such a bad
Yeah,
score.
that's brutal.
37-3, Buffalo won. That's
Worst
crazy.
game of the week,
No
right,
one saw
guys?
it.
Yeah, worst game of No,
Worst
honestly,
game of the week.
though, like, you see that? I think scoring only 3 points and getting scored
No,
on
'cause-
37 shows a lot about your team.
Dolphins Broncos were at least fun to watch because it was like, how much can they put on
Yeah.
them? You know, are they going to hit the
Yeah.
highest ever points, 73? They didn't. Dude,
Dude,
they got real close.
They were at 49, and I was like, this is insane. They can't keep going after this. Then they hit 56. I was like, what is happening?
Both running backs
Then I
had
saw
amazing.
Then I saw
games, by
Pat
the way.
Surtain get absolutely routed up.
Why was he on the field, man?
by the
I don't
practice
know.
squad receiver.
Why is he on the field at that point? Bro he's ready to go home. He's
But, like,
he's already
if you-
thinking about the plane ride home, what movie he's gonna watch. And
If
then
you think,
Robbie Chose
like-
Anderson's try-harding. Bro, get a life.
If you told me that the Dolphins would score 70 points, I would
too
not
good.
think that most of that yardage would be through their rookie running back Devon Achane
I
and
would.
Raheem Mostert.
I knew.
Like, Tua had a good game, but just a little surprising there.
Yeah,
Russell
but
Wilson's
it was
not
just
to blame.
mainly the rushing game that had.
Russell Wilson is not to blame, man. He played a good game.
No, he had a solid game. He
He
had
had
a
2
solid game.
touchdowns
Solid,
called back
man.
for penalties, and Cortland
Yeah.
Sutton.
Great throw to Cortland Sutton in the back of the end zone. That was a great throw from
Man,
Russell
It
Wilson.
was.
He
It
looks
was.
back, but the rest of the team doesn't. Marvin Mims.
No, they don't. Do you think Sean Payton's
Back
the
to
problem?
what?
Sean Payne's not the. No, it's Vance Joseph. Vance Joseph should not have a job. I don't know why. We're a day out of drinking 70 dropped on us, and Vance Joseph still has a job. It's the worst thing to happen to Denver in like 2 days. Not Denver, Colorado.
Oh no! Or bringing up the Deion Sanders versus
No,
Oregon
They'll
thing.
be back.
Oh.
They'll be back.
They'll be back.
Oh, man.
Let's go Buffs. We coming. How about we go to waivers?
Let's be real.
Graham, kick us off.
Waivers? All right.
Yeah, waivers.
My waiver wire is starting off with an obvious one. I'm sure you guys have this. Devon Achane. That's an obvious
Yeah.
pick. I mean, he had 49 points. He led the league. I'm pretty sure he led the league in scoring this week, like fantasy scoring.
Yep.
Pretty crazy as a rookie. Kicking it off, next one, Tank Dell. He's a snag.
Yeah.
Dude was projected like 5 points, and he had 23, and that's like the second week in a row he's had a good game.
Yeah.
So
Over
I'm pretty
100
impressed by him.
145 yards, I think he had, which is
Yeah.
pretty crazy. But we're Tank Dell believers as a podcast. We knew he would be great.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
We're big Tank Dell guys.
And
so.
and then my final one is a guy who I'm debating dropping Dallas Goedert for is Sam Laporta.
Dang it.
This guy is becoming way more electric than I could have possibly imagined. That touchdown, sure he was wide open, but like
Yeah.
it was crazy.
Can I go before Logan goes so he doesn't steal my last
So
one?
he has none.
I don't
Yeah.
have. I didn't write
No.
down.
I'm
anything that we were
gonna
doing
go
this.
to I'm gonna go to Logan because Joe, you've already gone before everyone.
I know. I'm just cooler.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna talk about Jalen Warren. Just pick him up if he's available, man.
Yeah.
Like if you need running back, I think he'll be the one in like 3 weeks probably.
It's boring, but it makes sense.
We said this last year, I guess, and it didn't happen. But Najee Harris should not be getting most of the reps.
Someone said on Instagram
better in space.
That Najee Harris looks like he's running in jeans, which I thought was really funny.
Bro, those jeans must be starched so much because those things are not moving at all.
I got A-Chain, obviously, over 200 yards rushing, bunch of touchdowns. Speed, not much needs to be said. I got Laporta as well. Great tight ends. Getting more targets each week. And then my last one, it's a split. Because obviously Mike Williams, Chargers wide receiver, tore his ACL. Sucks, right?
Don't say Quentin Johnston right now. Don't say Quentin Johnston.
Just give me...
Josh Palmer would be wild.
Just give me...
Jalen
the floor here.
No, I honestly won't.
It is a mix. Joe. No, it is a mix of Josh Palmer and Quentin Johnston.
Wow.
Exactly as you predicted. I think one of them has a chance. It's a waiver pickup of a chance to take that 2 role.
No, it's not.
No, it's really not.
It is.
Gerald Everett has the 2 role.
Oh my god.
Pick up Gerald Everett.
It's a waiver pickup. It's a waiver pickup.
Pick up Donald Parham.
Honestly, fair. Donald Parham had a good week.
He's has like a 30% chance to score a touchdown every week.
Yeah, he does. Yeah. Let's do. Oh, here's a fun one. So Usher was announced as the halftime show performer earlier this week. Mm-hmm. If you guys could choose a special guest to come out with Usher for the Super Bowl halftime show, who would you pick?
All right, this was my idea. I'll let you guys go first. Logan, why don't you kick us off here?
Okay, let me set the scene.
Okay.
Usher. He gets done performing his first song, you know? It's like, what would he do first? I don't know. Like Confessions. He'd do a confession or something.
Oh, so no, hold on. Please, this is insane because I wrote some of the stuff down that you are saying, and it is the exact same thing so far.
I'm freestyling, but I know.
No. You don't understand. I wrote down, let me set the scene. Usher gets done with Confessions. I'm not kidding. That is exactly what I have written down.
I feel like everyone knows he's gonna start with that. I feel like that just seems
gosh.
like a start.
I didn't know. Crazy. I don't listen to Usher.
He does, he gets ready. He does DJ Guys Falling in Love or whatever, you know? And it's starting to get to the end. He skips through it, so they skip some parts. Smoke. From the heavens. They lower him down. It's Mr. Worldwide, Pitbull, and his blonde head. Here's the only reason I don't think this will happen. The only reason I don't think this will happen is because when you have Pitbull on your show, it's no longer your show. It's Pitbull's show.
True.
I don't listen to Pitbull. You know what I do? I watch Pitbull perform. He's a performer before a singer. And he would come out there, for everyone going through tough times. Been there, done that. He'd be hitting them with
Mr.
that.
305 crazy.
Crowd would go crazy. Pitbull.
I agree.
My guy.
I agree. That would be crazy.
He brings energy.
Can while they're lowering him down, they have like a large, massive pit bulls also like biting at his heels.
He's holding a pit bull.
There's way too many of them. Like there's 37 pit bulls.
They're like making a ladder up into the stands and they're climbing each other.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Probably. I mean, that would be awesome.
I call dibs on going next.
So you know how they always have like those big scenes where they get a whole bunch of dancers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A bunch of bald dudes. And he hides, and he keeps popping up, and you don't know where he's coming,
But he never comes out. He just is in the dancers.
It's just implied that Pitbull is there.
It's implied Pitbull's there.
They knew that everyone would listen to our podcast and know that the dancers were.
Yeah. What if Pitbull wasn't scheduled and then they listened to this, like the NFL, like Roger Goodell, the commissioner, and then they're like, you know what? We have an idea. A ladder of stray pit bulls that Pitbull himself can climb down. This is stupid. I'm doing mine. I'm going next. So I don't listen to Usher or Pitbull.
Right there.
I'm more of a Kendrick Lamar guy myself. And also Hamilton, but odd mix. I'm thinking, okay, I don't know anything about Usher. So what's in the news this week, music-wise? It's Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift. So hear me out. Allow me to set the stage.
Is he in the Super Bowl in this situation?
Now you'll see.
Oh yeah.
You'll see. Allow me to set the stage. Smoke. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pitbull gets done with whatever song they don't know that
So
he's
this
just
is
done.
after Pitbull's performance.
No, sorry, not Pitbull. I meant Usher. No,
Okay.
Pitbull can be there
I
too.
was like,
Pitbull and Usher.
Pitbull's still
duet.
dancing. The Pitbulls are still napping at Taylor Swift's feet.
So Travis Kelce comes out, and people are like, "What's going on?" Taylor Swift comes out. What baby announcement? They're having a baby and wedding announcement. What? World goes crazy. And then they think, okay, Taylor Swift's about to perform the greatest song ever, new album. No. Travis Kelce grabs the microphone. Taylor Swift starts doing the worm on stage, and Travis Kelce starts freestyling off the dome for like 30 minutes straight, and Usher gets like 2 minutes of screen time. That is my idea. Roger Goodell.
I think with that idea, all of Taylor's exes have to also come out and perform while Travis Kelce's out there.
I'd like to speak directly to Roger Goodell for a second, Commissioner of the NFL. Can I call you Raj? I'll call you Raj. Raj, I gotta tell you, we gotta make this happen, bud. The revenue on this would be unbelievably great.
It's true.
So Raj, I'm gonna call you Raj again. Schedule it. Get backup dancers. I want Travis Kelce singing and freestyling for 30 minutes straight. Backup Pitbulls. And that is my idea for the Super Bowl halftime show.
Question.
Sure.
Raising my hand. I have a question.
Yes. I'll call on you. There you go.
If the Chiefs make the Super Bowl, does Kelce sit out?
No.
Yeah, he doesn't play. He won't play. Yeah.
Oh, he won't play.
No. He's like in marching band when you also play football. For those that went to high school, you just also wear your uniform.
Well,
shout out to those that went to high school.
Shout out to high school attendance. Not even
High school alumni.
I know that not all of our listeners, especially the Pandora users, did not go to high school. Okay.
I'm curious.
So let me set the scene.
Smoke.
All right. No, seriously. All right, ready? Let me
in.
set the scene.
Lock in. Dial.
Usher, done with confessions. The music dies down. An astounding, I've got one more confession to make, rings throughout the stadium. Everyone goes silent. You could hear a pin drop. Then Usher says, just like the great Martin Luther King Jr., I have a dream. Bang! Dream walks on the field and sings mass. The crowd goes berserk. All the players start singing along. There's a huge hologram of Martin Luther King, and he's singing along too.
I was about to ask that. I was about to ask that.
I thought you were gonna do something like actual, like an actual artist.
No.
No.
What do you mean an actual artist? Are you serious?
Graham, Minecraft
He dropped the
parody.
song of the summer. He dropped a song so good that they made a gay parody to it.
It's like a Minecraft parody. I don't know why you're bringing this up right now.
Is Dream still doing stuff? I haven't heard.
I don't know. Who cares? It's like some Minecraft YouTuber. Get him on the podcast. Yeah, I'm glad Graham decided to focus on a Minecraft YouTuber for this segment.
Talk football. Dream.
Let's move into my idea for the segment. Everyone credit me for this. Would you take this trade?
Oh,
we're starting off with.
I'm excited.
It's less of a trade and more of
fantasy?
a
Fantasy?
Yes, fantasy. It is fantasy football. So this first one, this is less of a trade, more of a would you rather, because I just wanted to know what you guys think.
Okay.
On your fantasy team right now for the rest of the season, A-Chain or Mostert?
Mostert.
Dolphins running backs, A-Chain or Mostert?
I'm going to say Mostert just because he's a more developed guy.
I agree.
He's going to get the ball no matter what.
I agree. I just wanted to ask you for the sake of waivers and fantasy start sits. My first actual one is: would you make this trade? You're trading away CeeDee Lamb.
Okay.
You get Garrett Wilson and Jordan Addison.
No.
Mm-mm. Okay. Expected. I think Garrett Wilson's a boomer bust. I think Addison's going to be solid this year. Addison could be top 25 receivers.
I should have traded Garrett Wilson, that trade I sent you guys. What was it? Was it for Jameer? Was it for Jameer Gibbs?
Jameer Gibbs?
Yeah. I should have done that.
Jameer Gibbs played well this week, and we'll get to Jameer Gibbs later. But my next one, would you trade Tyreek Hill for two guys here? Bijan Robinson and Chris Olave.
Yep.
And Chris Olave.
Yep. I think Bijan could be the RB1 this year, and Chris Olave could be like the wide receiver top 5. You know?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's too much value. Like,
I would take the trade.
I don't think your team could give up
I think a
Bijan
lot.
and Chris Olave.
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think
Sorry, go
someone
ahead.
would do that. Someone would do that.
Yeah. I mean, Bijan is probably going to finish as a top 5 running back this year, and Olave is probably going to finish as a top 15 receiver, if not better. Hill's great. Hill's amazing.
Yeah.
But that's too much value for a fantasy team to pass up.
Yeah.
So we're all in the Bijan and Olave
If it
side.
was like, I don't know, if it was like Tyreek and someone like George Pickens, then I would be like, eh.
Yeah, that's fair.
I want to ask a question on Tyreek. I saw this on Twitter today. People were arguing. I think the answer is obvious. Is Tyreek Hill greater all time or better all time than Larry Fitzgerald right now?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think he's still got some work to do.
I don't either. I think Larry Fitzgerald has had...
He's top 5. Larry Fitzgerald's 5, I think.
And it's a lot of it is like I just like Larry Fitzgerald a lot. I think he's better for the game of football itself, and he also was just amazing.
Here's my point. Larry Fitzgerald has not had to play against an inactive J.C. Jackson. If you put J.C. Jackson on Larry Fitzgerald at any point in his career, he's getting locked down.
You think so?
Oh, yeah.
Terrible J.C. Jackson. All right, next trade. Would you give up... So you have Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Okay.
Would you give him up for Trevor Lawrence and A.J. Brown?
No.
Maybe. I think so.
Trevor Lawrence... I mean, like... You usually trade a QB
quarterback
for a QB. This is kind of a weird one. Like,
But
would I also give up, like, Jared Goff? Something like that?
If you want. That wasn't in the trade. It's Amon-Ra for Trevor and A.J. Brown.
Because then I would just have to end up dropping someone for Trevor Lawrence, and I don't know if I want to do that.
But just take it at face value. 1 for 2.
I don't know. Would you take it? I would say Amon-Ra and A.J. Brown are on the same level. Pretty much.
Yeah, they're about the same, maybe.
Yeah, Amon-Ra's a little bit better.
He might have better upside.
Yeah, fantasy.
But I just feel like Trevor Lawrence is a burden right now to have on your team. He honestly is.
Yeah, until he has a breakout game, I think the word burden's a little harsh, but honestly not far off because you feel like you have to start him.
Yeah.
Until he gets that breakout game.
Yeah, no, that's what I meant. Like, but he's like
the MVP
like
dark
points.
Horse for everyone this year. I got one more for you guys.
Okay.
Would you trade away Keenan Allen right now for 2 guys, Travis Etienne and Brandon Ayuk?
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
That's a heater. That was my
not
heater.
even close. That's not even close. I would never give up Keenan Allen for that.
I think
personally,
I think Keenan Allen could drop off. I'm not saying he's going to. I think he could.
I would take Etienne and Ayuk because Etienne had a great week this week, and I believe in Ayuk. Love Keenan Allen. He's great. So much. Having a great year. But I take the more value side personally.
I think from now on, Keenan Allen, you should expect 20-plus points a week. And you just can't say the same about Brandon Ayuk. He could get 4 any week. And Travis Etienne, I have him. I don't know. He's not my favorite player.
I think he's good though. I think the receiving upside's there. I mean, he's with his college quarterback. I take the value there and bolster the team.
But also,
Keenan Allen's
great. Is probably going to get a lot of target share.
Yeah, I know. Keenan Allen's great.
Insane amount.
I don't know. It's close.
It is close. It's very
close.
Close.
Prematurely on answering it.
I think you only take it and feel confident about it if you think Keenan Allen will not be as good as he is right now for the rest of the season.
I think it depends on Brandon Ayuk in this situation.
Because you're buying Brandon Ayuk and Travis Etienne closer to their ceilings, relatively close to their ceilings as players. Which I think is a fair thing to do because they're young and on promising offenses.
I don't think Etienne. I think he's where he's supposed to be. I don't think this is a ceiling, really.
No, I mean like you're.
Yeah, but you're trading them, expecting them to be at their ceiling.
Yeah. To not get any more of those bust weeks because you're trading away a huge asset like Keenan Allen has been so far in this season. But yeah, that's all I have for would you take this trade. I think it was a successful first segment. How about we go into starts and sits? Who wants to give out their first start?
I got it. My first start is Miles Sanders versus Minnesota.
Ooh, I got him last week.
Elite analysis right now. Minnesota is bad.
Totally fair.
That's true.
Listen,
that's all you got. Just Minnesota's bad.
Minnesota's bad.
Hey, that's all you have to say.
And he
I will give my first start. This one, Another shocking analysis. Denver is bad. So give me Bears running backs versus Denver. Because,
I will never start Bears running back.
Yeah,
I didn't want to, but until I saw 70 points, I'm gonna say Bears running backs are a start this week. So Graham, give us
Khalil Herbert's gonna have like 12 points max.
Yes, I do know that, but it was one that I just felt like I had to do for the sake of
That's fair. I
embarrassment.
I respect it. My first start, bit controversial. Nick Folk. Listen, I know he had a down week.
The kicker. Wow.
Yeah.
Tennessee
kicker. Listen, he had a down week. He had 4 points, all right? But you can count on him bouncing back.
Why?
Count on him bouncing back.
Why? Can you tell me why?
I really don't care.
Because he had 10 points, then 18 points. Week 2.
Your world will end if you don't
start
Nick Folk.
Your fantasy team will be deleted off the website.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Start Nick Folk, so get him in your lineups. Logan, give me your second one.
Second one, I've got Zach Moss at the Rams. They're just going to give him volume. They're just going to give him volume.
That was a fringe one.
Man.
Dang, that's mine.
He's got the volume.
So many carries.
He's going to get 20 carries.
Of course, do you think that dips down with Richardson back?
No, that does not dip down, I don't think
so.
Of course, Zach Moss for the Colts had that nice wheel route receiving touchdown on a linebacker. That was pretty impressive.
Yeah, it was over the shoulder. Patrick Queen.
It was over. Yeah.
Patrick Queen's not the greatest pass coverage linebacker in the world.
No, he's not.
He's whatever. Patrick Queen's a good linebacker.
Patrick Queen's a good linebacker. Good player.
Patrick Queen, come on the podcast right now.
Yep, we love you.
We demand. We insist. My second start is going to be Chiefs defense versus New York Jets.
Yep.
I think this could be one of those weeks where, Chiefs defense is a very aggressive defense. I think Zach Wilson could get absolutely murdered this week by the pass rush, B, the secondary, and they have some good linebackers in between. Shout out Nick Bolton, Mizzou legend.
MIZ, baby.
MIZZOU. I think the Jets ranked 23, but I think the Jets struggle this week on offense. I think it continues from last week. Chiefs have a pretty solid defense, and I think this could be one of those weeks where they get you a ton of points as a fantasy defense.
I think so, too.
Like the Bills last week, Cowboys the week before. Yeah, that's what I got for my second start. Graham, what do you got?
All right, my second start. Well, my third was Zach Moss. So I'm just going to go to another guy on the same team, Michael Pittman. He's been getting a lot more targets than I thought.
He's great.
I just think he's going to be solid throughout the season. I think you can count on him to get 12 points a week at least.
I'm
pretty
close. I'm pretty close to getting a Michael Pittman Jr. jersey. I think I might talk myself into it. I love him as a player. He's just, he's so good. He's one of my favorite players in the Colts. Yeah, that's my bank account update for the week. Logan, what do you got?
Let me set the scene. Okay.
Sure. Smoke.
It's third quarter.
Confession.
Seahawks. It's 21-6. Okay, it's 21-6. Third quarter.
Okay.
He's playing good. Kenneth Walker's playing good. Someone's not, he's got 4 catches, maybe 40 yards, But it's time for his signature move. A 30-yard toe drag touchdown. In the
Tyler Lockett, baby.
Tyler Lockett. For his yearly insane, not his yearly, his every 3 weeks insane touchdown catch. And he just hasn't had it yet. It's due. So Tyler Lockett versus the New York Giants.
Listen, I totally agree with
Giants,
that pick.
That's a good matchup.
But my one concern is this. So we know that the NFL listens to us on Pandora, right?
True.
So they heard our take about the pit bulls. What if they decide to test it out at the Seahawks game this week and they put the crowd of pit bulls just to see how they'll act?
I don't think they'll do that.
Probably not. That's a stupid take.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys.
We're kicking off the podcast. That was not
I'm sorry,
funny.
guys. I'm sorry,
We're going to
guys.
replace you with...
You just lost us Pandora.
With the pit bull
listeners.
Yeah, with a pit bull. You think we get
I'd rather have
a podcast?
Probably. It would probably be more funny than Graham. But no, I'll do my last start. I've got Jordan Addison versus Carolina. Jefferson's obviously the one. There's nothing that's going to change that. But Addison's become a really solid 2 for this offense. I think he really overtakes KJ Osborne this week. And against a Carolina defense that obviously J.C. Horn, their first corner's hurt. So I think it's going to be a pretty solid matchup for Jordan Addison, who's been pretty solid. I don't want to say surprisingly, but just a really good indication of how good he is as a receiver the last couple weeks, and he's really fit into the offense well to complement Jefferson. They could be a good tandem for a while.
Brought up KJ Osborne at all.
KJ Osborne's a good receiver. He's a good receiver, but I think Addison is gonna.
He's not bad.
It's a good matchup for Addison versus Carolina.
Like
That's my last start.
Egregious drop a game, but then
yes.
he makes a good play.
Yes, he does. It's always one bad drop.
Yeah.
Does anyone else have any more starts?
Not anymore.
I'm done.
Thanks, all right, Logan. Cool. You know, I'll start us off with sits just because I feel like it.
Yeah.
How about James Conner versus San Francisco?
Why?
What?
He just
what do you mean why?
Oh, sit. Okay.
Yeah.
Wait.
Sit.
Oh no, great.
No, I would start him.
It's San Francisco.
Yeah, it's San Francisco.
I don't care.
I like James Conner. He's a good running back, but against the San Francisco
I trust him, man. Did you guys watch the game? Did you watch the Cardinals game?
Yeah, a decent amount of it. But I also watched 49ers games, and I think the 49ers are a dominant defense. And will he get 0 yards? No. But will he be that good? I don't think so against the San Francisco 49ers.
Negative yards.
I'm not saying that. Don't quote me on negative yards.
2 fumbles.
But yeah, James Conner, I think you tamper your expectations against San Francisco just because they're such a great team. Yeah. So who's going next? Who's going next?
I
can go next.
Oh. I forgot to write down a third one, I'm realizing now.
Lame.
Okay, so I've only got 2.
All right.
No.
Oh, okay, Logan. No, yeah, go ahead.
I have Brandon Cooks versus New England again. Just feel like it.
Okay, that's all. Just
feel like it. You know what? Since you don't have your third sit, you can just write your own name. I'm benching you this week.
Oh, you got me.
Got you, sniveling fool.
I'm gonna come up with one off the dome right now.
So
shut up.
My first sit is gonna be Dameon Pierce, and this can pretty much be for the rest of the season. You can just bench Dameon Pierce. He's not gonna produce. Let's be real.
He wasn't that bad this week.
So he had a touchdown and only had like 11 points. That's a horrible sign.
Listen,
And you know who else?
I love Dameon Pierce.
Another player that I have had exactly the same pretty much stat line, but is a wide receiver. That is DJ Moore.
He's your sit?
Yeah, he's also one of my sits.
Yeah,
you can pretty much bench him for the rest of the year too.
No. Come on. I love DJ Moore. And I really had high hopes, but at this point, tamper expectations. Justin Fields has not looked good so far. So I've got one more sit. Or 2 more. Sorry, I only said 1 so far. Let's go Ravens running backs versus the Browns. Gus Edwards looked solid last week against the Colts, which was interesting because the Colts have a solid defensive front. But I would sit Ravens running backs against the Browns just because Myles Garrett is really, really good. You know, just really good.
Yep.
He had 3.5 sacks. And it's not just because of him. The whole defensive front is good. But Ravens running backs, just sit them this week. Browns have a good defense.
Also, they have a confusing backfield anyways, and Gus Edwards did not show too much.
I mean, he wasn't bad.
Gus Edwards
wasn't bad. Yeah, he did get hurt.
A concussion.
Yeah.
Oh, concussion? I didn't even know that. But, yeah, he wasn't bad.
I didn't know
this week.
Yeah, I would
Logan, do you have another one?
I actually have 2 more. I just came up with one.
No
Jerome
way.
Ford.
Why?
I just don't think... Who's he play? I wrote down V.
They play the Ravens.
He plays the
Browns
Ravens.
Play Ravens.
Okay, that's not bad.
I guess I got stopped because I don't have who he plays, and then I don't have another one. But Ravens, I think they're gonna involve Kareem Hunt more next week, maybe.
Yeah, I think you're right.
My sits are kind of just off vibes this week, you know. And
that's fair. I can
gotta
understand that.
That's fair.
You just gotta do it.
Who else has more sits? I kind of lost track.
I've got another one.
Okay, go ahead.
Right.
Take a double, Logan. Back to back. Let's go.
Brian Robinson, you know.
Oh, you took it.
It's Antonio Gibson's week, probably.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
If Antonio Gibson has a week, I'll give you $20.
Deal.
Okay, we're keeping that in.
But a week means like a lot of points. So
what's your
25?
Okay.
If Antonio Gibson gets 25 points, then Graham, you owe Logan $20.
Ooh, this is illegal sports betting.
Yeah, we're not in Missouri, we swear.
So I'll go ahead and say my last one because Logan already took it. Brian Robinson. I wouldn't start many running backs against the Philadelphia defensive line. They're just great. Brian Robinson's great. So is Philadelphia.
Okay.
I think the Eagles' front 7 wins this battle.
Okay,
so
but here's my
got
thing. Can I comment on that one?
Yeah,
Here's
sure.
the thing. If this is an if, right? if Sam Howell is not as bad as he was last week, they'll have more looks at the end zone. And that is an if, but it's like a Ryan Tannehill situation. We hated on him a lot.
I think they start running more because Sam Howell had a bad week, and I think
Yeah.
now if the run game is really, really bad early on, then probably they give Howell more shots downfield, but I think the start of their game plan is there's a good chance it's a couple more runs than usual.
But I think you can bet on at least like a touchdown.
I guess. Okay, I'll change it. If Brian Robinson doesn't have a touchdown, then he's a sit. There you go.
Guys, if they don't score points, don't play. Okay?
Well,
I tell you to.
My last one we already talked about. It was Justin Fields. You can also bench. All of mine are bench for the rest of the year. It's pretty crazy.
Well, who's your first one?
Dameon Pierce.
For the rest of the year? Wow, okay.
No, that was a bit of an exaggeration, but I'm just saying he's just not gonna do well.
I think the last thing we have is the injury report. Logan, you want to kick us off?
Oh yeah, we got.
Here we go.
Mike Williams.
Set the stage.
ACL.
Out for the season.
Yep.
Chargers.
Come on. Hey, he's got plenty of free time now.
Yeah.
Podcast, maybe?
One thing I forgot. Alvin Kamara's back from suspension next week, so look out for that, fantasy owners.
No one cares.
All right, keep going.
Stinks.
You got it.
He's like the Austin Eckler, but worse. Okay. Mike Williams Wednesdays. He's coming on the podcast. Probably. I think.
Probably.
Eckler, not looking good for the next few weeks. Next 2 or 3. Bateman has the hamstring injury. Gus Edwards, concussion.
Rashad Bateman.
I don't know who has Rashad Bateman on their team, but thank you,
Yeah,
Logan.
absolutely no one.
I'm a man of the people.
Barely even the Ravens. The Ravens barely have Rashad Bateman on their roster.
Let's establish this now. Rashad Bateman, probably the wide receiver 3 for the Ravens. Are we a pro or anti Rashad Bateman podcast?
Before we get into this, let's cut it off because I have another segment that I related to. Well, one that we talked about.
Oh,
okay, we'll get to it.
Yeah, we'll get to it.
Well,
Geno Stone's hurt. I thought I should bring that up for all the fans.
He's the Ravens safety, right?
For all the IDPs out there.
Yeah.
Christian Watson and Aaron Jones are probably maybes. They're more maybes.
Christian Watson's been out a lot longer than people expected.
Yeah. They're maybes. AR is optimistic. Anthony Richardson. Sorry, I abbreviated in my notes. Waddle has a concussion, which is very optimistic that he'll play. Carr is week to week, which means probably not.
Probably not going to play this week.
Which means Jameis. Oh, I love Jameis Winston.
They punted. I checked the plays. They punted on almost every single possession except a missed field goal when he was playing. So I think Tampa Bay is going to win that one.
I do too.
Just believe. It's a revenge game.
It is a revenge
game you're not ready for. Jamal Williams on IR.
Yep.
Ayuk is pretty much. He was going to play this week if it was on Sunday instead of Thursday, and they have a long week, so he's for sure. And then T. Higgins, you guys said that he was.
He went out. I'm not sure if he came back.
I'm
but
sure
he did
by
go
the time that comes out, just look it up. If you care, look it up. Okay, why am I doing this? If you have players on your team, you should be keeping track of them.
No, because then Pandora listeners won't hear this.
Oh, true. Pray for Geno Stone, though.
I feel like Pandora's like YouTube Shorts. Like they get things like 20 years in advance, so they'll probably get week 3 podcasts.
Can we clarify something? Geno Stone did get hurt because he got absolutely mossed by Michael Pittman Jr., the best wide receiver in the league.
Geno Stone is a playmaker, man.
Graham, what was the last segment?
It was your favorite position group.
Yeah. Favorite position groups. I forgot about that.
Fun.
Yeah.
Can I go first?
Yeah, I never get to go last. I want to go last.
Okay.
I'll go second.
So this was really hard. I was between a couple position groups here. My second place, right before this one, was Falcons running backs. I love them, but I had to go with Packers receiving core. I think they're a bunch of scrappy, athletic, fun dudes. You got Christian Watson, absolute boomer bust playmaker down the field, touchdown threat.
He's a boom every time. He just hasn't played yet.
Romeo Doubs, who I love. He's such a great player. Jump ball, big dude. I think he's Jordan Love's favorite target so far.
His touchdown catch was crazy.
Yep. We have Jaden Reed, the rookie, super athletic speedster out of Michigan State for the Packers. And then Luke Musgrave, the rookie tight end, who's actually – Jordan Love's targeting him a decent amount this year. He overthrew him what would have been a big catch on down the seam on the Saints.
That was a rough throw, man.
They're giving him targets. And then the last guy I have for the receiving core, a guy I loved coming into the draft, Virginia legend Dontavion Wicks. Dontavion Wicks. He's been getting good amounts of targets. I watched him at the Senior Bowl. I thought he was great. He's getting a lot more targets than people thought.
Joe. I'm sure you
And I'm a Dontavion Wicks fan. But yeah, Packers wide receivers, one of my favorite – not wide receivers, receiving core, one of my favorite position groups in the league. So someone else can go next.
Mine is eerily similar for eerily similar reasons.
I'm scared.
Mine is the Ravens receiving core. And here's why. Not because of like the big names like Zay Flowers, Mark Andrews. No. This is because guys like one of my favorite players in the league right now, Nelson Aguilar, is getting targets. He's getting touchdowns. Nelson Aguilar is a dog. Also, Devin Duvernay is actually getting some action, so I'm excited for that as well.
Devin Duvernay is a Texas legend.
I think Rashad Bateman's going to be like the 6th. He's going to be practice squad by the time he gets back.
I hope not. Do you guys remember that really old video of the dude he was famous in Philadelphia for catching babies out of like the burning building? And he was like, and I caught all those babies, unlike Nelson Aguilar. That was one of the funniest videos I've ever watched in my life. I just thought I'd bring that up as a throwback Monday.
Speaking of Nelson Aguilar videos, have you seen that video of the girl that like has to list athletes, like professional athletes, and all she names is Nelson Aguilar?
The guy says on TikTok, name one athlete, and she says Nelson Aguilar confidently.
And her friend's like, that person does not exist. That's not a real person.
Which is
anyone that denies,
if you don't watch football,
I think even if you do watch football, does Nelson Aguilar really exist?
Well, he's about to. He's about to when he becomes the one.
I think it's all just like a big hoax. I don't think Nelson Aguilar I think there's a Nelson Aguilar project in Area 51.
What happened to N'Keal Harry? Wasn't he on the team?
No.
I thought he was.
No, he's on the Vikings.
He was before. Mm-hmm. I think he was preseason.
Patriots first round bust. So Logan, what's your favorite?
I would have loved to see N'Keal.
Mine's predictable. For our loyal fans, our day ones that
our day ones.
There's no way
last
about
week. They know when we did the backup tight end draft, because I drafted 2 of these guys.
Oh my gosh!
You've got Brady Russell, just a great. He's our the fourth string,
But who'd you say?
Parkinson. Okay, Brady Russell, Colby Parkinson.
Who's Brady Russell?
Yeah, who is Brady Russell?
You don't know Brady Russell?
Just if you guys know, the listeners on this podcast, if you hear Joe ask who a player is, that player does not exist. They are not relevant.
I think I know almost every single player.
They didn't go to college.
Colorado legend, Brady Russell.
Okay, can you tell me how many receiving yards he had at Colorado? Because
I have no idea. He had like a target this week. Will Disley.
Can you just name one stat at all
from
that Brady Russell's ever had?
Brady Russell.
0 catches this week.
I think I already forgot his name.
Because to be fair, I didn't know who he was, and I checked. I was like, how did they do this week? How did the Seahawks tight ends do this week? I was like, who is B. Russell? And I clicked on him, and I figured out, because Will Disley, rest in peace, was out this week.
He's been there a long time. Washington Huskies legend.
Off topic, when did Tyreek Woolen take the TAR off his name? I've been noticing this.
Yeah, it's just Reek. It's just Reek Woolen.
When did that happen?
RIQ. Their best corner, Tariq Woolen's just Reek Woolen now.
Debatably best corner.
Yeah.
Probably best corner. So
I think
Logan,
Artie Burns is better.
Are you going to talk about their other tight ends? Colby Parkinson, Noah Fant?
Noah Fant, yeah. I think it's just a good, you got your Iowa guy front, and then you got 2 good white guys behind him,
Yep.
Colby Parkinson's a good player. Yeah,
he does every week.
Colby Parkinson had a good week. And Noah Fant's like a guy, you're like, we have Noah Fant, so we might not need to find someone else for tight end, you know? Like maybe not.
We are set unless there's someone better.
Yeah.
You see Sam Laporta on waivers, you're like, I can do without him. Right?
Yeah, you're like,
maybe
I can survive. Like, if I just Sam Laporta over Noah Fant, I'm like, a little disappointed, but
I think surviving is a shocking bare minimum that we're presenting on this podcast.
Will Disley makes a good play every year. Like, you see a Will Disley highlight, and you're like, Will Disley.
Colby Parkinson is surprisingly athletic.
Yeah.
He's become one of their. He might be their best receiving tight end, honestly. But if that's all we got, guys, do we have anything else?
I think we're good.
I'll go ahead and do the outro then.
Yeah.
Please, we are podcast by committee. We have the orange logo. If you share with like 4 of your friends, we are already over 100 listeners per episode. So please do share with 4 friends today. Do it.
Make sure they listen on Pandora.
Also,
listen on Pandora.
Yeah, of course, add in Pandora. But it's also in the name, right? We're a podcast by committee. It's not just us. It's you guys too. You're the committee.
You are part of the committee. It's not a 3-man committee.
I'm Justice Hill. Joe's Gus Edwards. Logan, I don't know who you are.
Logan
I'm
is
Tyler Beatty when he was there last year.
Can I also be Melvin Gordon and Kenyon Drake, all the Ravens running backs?
I'm Patrick Ricard.
There are too many.
Patrick Ricard of this.
There are too many Ravens running backs. There are too many of them.
I'm the Tyson Williams last year.
Dog. He's a dog.
But please listen to us on. All right, here we go. Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, Spotify, Overcast, Pandora, Amazon.
Pandora.
We got Amazon. Look at our Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Podtail, and Stitcher, all under Podcast by Committee. We have the orange logo. Hard to miss because we're better than every other podcast out there.
Oh, yeah.
I am Joe. Guys, say your names. Say your names. Say your names. Say your names. If you don't say your names, you're getting replaced with all Seahawks tight ends next week.
That would be awesome.
What if we get all of them on the podcast?
All 4?
There are too many.
I feel like... what was his name?
Something Russell. I already forgot.
Oh,
Brady Russell.
Brady
What
Russell.
was his name?
Too many podcasts, but Brady Russell, I know you're listening. I know you're one of our 50
Brady.
listeners.
I feel like Brady
I'll reach out
Russell
to him.
has like insane hearing, and he just hears his name said for the first time. He's like,
You
he's
think
like
he's like a
sitting in the
superhero?
darkness of his room, and he hears us.
Guys, let's be honest. Brady Russell is richer than any of us will ever be, so let's not talk too much
Hey,
trash.
we
on
are-
him.
Let's say that before we take off.
We're
Yeah,
going to take
we're
off.
like-
Sorry.
What are we, like 100 listeners away from monetizing? Yeah.
Yeah, per episode.
We are.
We're gonna be
Yeah.
like Pitbull and rise into the sky.
I think I got through all the platforms that we're on. Please listen to us. You guys are our committee, and we are committed to you. See what I did there? That was pretty good. But yeah, we are. I'm Joe. Say your names, please.
I'm Logan.
Oh, thank you.
Graham.
Thank you. We hope you guys have a fantastic, fun-filled football week. We even podcast by committee. Have a good night.
Good night, y'all.
Our day.